Sweet the whispers in your ear whenever ember wanders near.
So you guys remember yesterday we watched Lackluster's video about the American Fork PD. Not part 3. No, unfortunately, Ben is not probably going to be able to release part 3 anytime in the near future. But remember when we watched the Lackluster video on yesterday that was talking about the American Fork PD that was like basically wanting to cite the homeowners because they would not open the door to talk to the police because they got that bullshit, screeching woman that said, "Oh, they've been harassing me," and they just basically took that at face value. And then at the end of it, he said that they've got another video coming out on a further update regarding Officer Kitchen, who pulled over the Marine 2 hours, like 1 or 2 hours outside of American Fork, and all of a sudden turned into a sweet little kitten when he realized he was fucking with a Marine. We do have another update regarding that. We've already seen one update. We have another update regarding this situation with Officer Kitchen of the American Fork Police. So let us see what this new update is. It says he's caught lying on his own dash cam. So let's take a look.
Roll out your window.
No, it's fine.
I'm not asking you a question.
This is an exit lane, sir.
You approached me like I was going to be intimidated by some blue line fucking bitch.
Fuck off. Shut your fucking mouth. Give me my fucking ticket and fuck off.
I do want to apologize to you for stopping you there. I was under the assumption that was an HOV exit.
This dude needs to lose his badge. He's incompetent. Not just him. This is the entire department. He is one point of this entire department. This entire department needs to lose their badge and get put in the box. Every single one, because every single one of them is showcased how corrupt they are. They all need to be stripped of their badge. They need to be arrested, and they all need to go in the box, along with their city council being investigated too. It's not just the cops. The city council needs to be fully investigated by federal authorities as well. This needs to go above state, by the way. The state cannot investigate them because I don't trust the state of Utah to adequately investigate the town of American Forks. This needs to be federal. The feds need to come in and drop a fucking hammer on this entire town.
Shouldn't have told you that I was going to have your window broken by another agency and let myself get amped up.
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel.
Thank
In
you
late
for
May,
both.
I featured friend of the channel, Aaron, and his unlawful traffic stop by school resource officer Bronson Kitchen. Links to the original videos on Aaron's channel will be listed, as well as my publications if you wish to view them in full. But before we get to the update, here's a brief recap. Aaron was pulled over after exiting the freeway and was accused of using the carpool lane without a passenger, and upon approaching Aaron's vehicle, Officer Kitchen demanded that he roll down his window.
Roll out your window.
No, it's fine.
I'm not asking you a question.
Give me my ticket.
You want me to have highway come and break this window?
What am I being pulled over for?
You just went to the carpool lane and you are a single lane driver.
This is an exit lane, sir. The carpool lane ends a long time ago.
Aaron knew that Officer Kitchen was wrong, but he still complied to the extent of the law required by providing his paperwork. Still, being threatened with violence and the destruction of his property, despite having done nothing wrong, understandably upset him, and he made that clear to Officer Kitchen.
Give me my ticket or fuck off. One of the two.
The way you came up to me and approached me like I was going to be intimidated by some blue line fucking bitch.
Fuck off. Shut your fucking mouth. Give me my fucking ticket and fuck off.
After receiving his documents back from the officer, Aaron left the scene so fast that he forgot to ask.
But by the way, for those of you that were not here for my stream when we watched this video, quick and dirty, that cop basically pulled behind him hot. The cop like swerved behind him. He came in hot, got out of his car, was immediately aggressive with Aaron, basically telling him because Aaron had cracked his window, so he could pass out his driver's license and insurance, but he only cracked it like this far. And the cop was like, rolled out the window, and he's like, no, it's fine. The cop threatened to bust out his window. Finally took Aaron's ID and insurance information. Aaron realized he'd accidentally handed him his military ID. The police officer realized, oh shit, this is a Marine. This isn't just some piece of shit civilian that I can bully. And his attitude instantly changed. Like on a fucking dime. All of a sudden, Officer Kitchen suddenly became contrite, very soft-spoken, very polite. On a fucking dime, he pulled a fucking 180 because he realized, oh shit, I'm talking to a Marine. And this Marine wasn't having it. And he gave him what for. That's where you saw him exploding on that officer, rightly so, in this video. Just for context.
The officer for his name and badge number, so after leaving the stop, he tried to slow down and get behind the officer. Aaron eventually pulled into a parking lot, which allowed him to make a U-turn and get behind the officer to acquire at minimum his license plate.
528450, American Fork Police.
After documenting his license plate, Aaron was now side by side with the officer at a stoplight, rolled down his window, and demanded the officer give his name and badge number.
What's your name? What? Hey, no. Hey, what's your name? What is your badge number?
Over. Thank you, Mr. Booker.
The officer did as cowards do and rolled up his window, and made his way back to the freeway to escape. That same day, Aaron filed a records request with the department for any dashcam, bodycam, or incident reports the officer may have created during the unlawful traffic stop. And after the video went viral, the police chief contacted Aaron, and a week later, he forced Officer Kitchen to call him and apologize.
I do want to apologize to you for stopping you there. I'm not above admitting that I don't know everything.
By the way, yes, he is. He does think he is above admitting he knows everything. Because he would not have made this phone call if Aaron did not call the police department, demand the video footage, and file a complaint. If Aaron had never done that, this guy would never have been forced to make this phone call. Bear that in mind.
Didn't know that was,
And again, reason being is because the police chief and his immediate supervisor, when Aaron filed this report, they knew he was a Marine. So if Aaron went to his CO to tell him about the American Fork Police, could the Marines do something about it? No, they could not. Could the Marines create a big fucking problem with the American Fork PD? Yes, they could. The Marines could be a big fucking headache if the CO, if his CO or his base commander decides to put in a phone call to the police chief of the American Fork PD and decide to give him the Marine treatment. Jag could potentially sue him. No, realistically, I don't think they could. Jag would probably not be able to sue them. Because it's a civilian issue. It's not a military issue. This was not on a military base. He was not acting in any military capacity. He was acting as a civilian. However, that doesn't mean that the Marines would create it involved a military member. Just because it involved the military member in this regard with what occurred, I don't think that Jag would jump in. Jag would have only jumped in if this cop was stupid enough to actually issue him a ticket. If the cop had been stupid enough to issue him a ticket, absolutely, I think Jag could have jumped in. For a matter of police misconduct, Jag probably would not have any jurisdiction in here with this one. It would fall strictly to the civilian jurisdiction. But again, could someone from JAG call the American Fork Police Department and give them the business? Absolutely. Could they, would they file a lawsuit? No. Could they make a phone call and say, listen, motherfucker, you do not fuck with my Marines. You especially don't try to railroad them for some bullshit because you want to pretend your balls are bigger than the size of fucking popcorn kernels. Like, yes, they could tear them a new asshole, but they wouldn't probably be able to operate in an official capacity. But they'd rip them apart verbally. That I have no doubt.
An exit as well lane. So I do apologize for the initial stop. And also, you know, when I got to your window and told you to put the window down, you told me no. I shouldn't have told you that I was going to have your window broken by another agency and let myself get amped up. So I apologize as well for letting myself get to that.
The gesture was appreciated at first, even if the apology appeared to be forced.
Think
but
so?
during the call, Officer Kitchen still seemed to minimize the encounter and avoided fully acknowledging what happened. Instead of taking full responsibility, the explanation appeared designed to protect his image and avoid looking like an officer who let his ego control the interaction.
I was under the assumption that that was an HOV exit only lane, which I did explain to you, but after the fact, I have found out that that's incorrect. You are allowed to exit there, so...
By the way, something you're not seeing in this video that we saw in the last video, there's some big fucking signage on the highway where at the point where the carpool lane turns into a change lane for the purposes of exiting. There's a big ass fucking sign on the highway that the police officer would have had to have seen unless he was like just kind of like la-di-da, I'm not actually driving like a human being and I'm not paying attention, which means I shouldn't be driving like this in the first place. But there was actually a literal sign that said, yes, he can exit here. So him saying, I didn't realize it changed like that means that he wasn't paying attention to his surroundings as a responsible driver. Not to mention, yeah, he was an hour outside of his jurisdiction.
For clarification, Aaron never entered
Here
the
we go,
HOV
right here.
lane.
Right there. Right there.
In the dashcam footage. You can see that he enters after the HOV portion ends, but Officer Kitchen can be seen earlier driving side by side with another vehicle that was already in the HOV lane. And when Aaron passes that vehicle, the footage shows that the passenger seat was vacant. Another week went by with no answer to Aaron's records request because the department claimed that the incident was still under investigation. It was about that time that the reckless Ben Lego saga was viral in everyone's feed. And another victim of the American Fork Police Department reached out to me to share his story. It also featured Officer Kitchen.
We saw this
time,
one.
It showed him using the power of the state to enforce the law incorrectly again.
Came up to my husband and started yelling at him in the temple
saw this
and
one.
telling us that she knows what we're doing and that she's going to get us.
I don't feel safe with her.
Right.
Okay, misconception. School police, like SCO, does not mean that he's not a regular police officer. So if you're referring to why was he an hour outside of American Fork, that's a whole different thing. Maybe he was working on something else officially outside of his jurisdiction. He was going to go talk to another agency for information about a case that he was working on. Maybe he had training, maybe he had court. Who knows why he was outside his jurisdiction at the time. However, as a school, as a student resource officer, a school resource officer, that doesn't mean that that he's not a regular cop. He is a regular cop. The school resource officer is probably just one of his duties that he probably rotates through with other officers. So he is still a regular police officer. That's just one of his jobs, is as a school resource officer.
I don't know what her capabilities are, but it's too much. So I don't know what I'm asking you to do. But I can't do this anymore.
You're not wanting her arrested, though?
I don't know. Would it help? Or will she just want to kill me when she gets out?
The RP's advising there's two individuals with guns on the RP's front door. Can hear them pounding on the door.
American Fork Police Department, come to the door.
We've called 911 and we have the county sheriff coming right now. So
We are the American Fork Police Department, come to the door.
They're scaring our kids.
They were like pounding on the door, constantly ringing the doorbell for like 10 or 15 minutes straight. And I don't know if we're going to see in this video, you could hear with the husband calling 911, for like someone that's not American Fork Police, you can hear the children in the background of his phone call crying because they're terrified of what's going on, because these guys are pounding on the door, ringing the doorbell, and terrifying their children.
They keep pounding on our door. They have no business being here.
Officer Jensen tells Kitchen to prepare a citation after a phone call alleging acts from a person that wasn't present during the encounter.
So I literally was just going to try to give
and
her
that he never
a
spoke
warning.
to in person.
Yeah, but then this occurred, so I have a disorderly citation for her.
All of the information these officers have received came from a third party that did not even witness the interaction. The geniuses at the American Fork Police Department wrote a disorderly conduct citation for a person who was accused of speaking to another woman's husband at church. After that video, the records from Aaron's unlawful traffic stop were released, including the dashcam video and incident report. Aaron had contacted the records department on June 3rd to request a status update on the records, but the records lady claimed that they were still waiting for Officer Kitchen to finish writing his incident report, even though
Really? It takes them that. See, every police officer I've ever met, if they have an incident report they need to write up, they do it immediately. They do it as soon as possible after the incident in question. So we're talking days or a week that he hasn't written up an incident report. Any cop will tell you that you try to get the information down ASAP after the incident itself has happened, because otherwise you're going to forget things. So the fact that that he still hasn't written the incident report means that either they're lying and they're trying to stall to hope he'll forget about getting the footage, or B, he's trying to delay writing it up as much as possible. Like, now the other question is, how much are they going to redact? Because we've seen it in Ben's video that the American Fork Police Department loves to just redact the shit out of their videos under the auspice of, oh, this is all done under Utah State Code, when it's not.
The incident had happened almost 2 weeks prior. That same day, the case was changed to closed, meaning this incident report was only written after Aaron made that phone call, which was almost a week after Officer Kitchen had apologized and 2 weeks since the video had gone viral. And when we viewed the dashcam footage, we found that what they provided contains no audio. The department claims that it's because it's a different dashcam than what they normally use in their vehicles, and that no audio file was created. But the dashcam used is a retail camera known as the Rove R2 4K Pro, which records audio in its default configuration, meaning the department deleted the audio before releasing these files, or the setting was intentionally changed prior to the traffic stop and no audio was ever created. But the bigger issue is the incident report. In it, Officer Kitchen writes that Aaron was driving aggressively, switching lanes, that he was following vehicles too closely in front of him, and speeding. He also wrote that he thought Aaron crossed into the HOV lane while a double white line existed. Keep in mind that this was written after the videos went viral, showing weeks prior to writing this that Officer Kitchen could clearly see that Aaron never crossed over a double white line, and in fact that the double white lines had ended nearly 30 seconds prior to him merging.
Not to mention that he's not speeding and aggressively changing lanes. So this officer basically lied on an official report. This is an official report that a police officer has lied about. He has falsified a report. That's a crime. That is a criminal offense to lie on an official police report. I'm not sure what the specific statute would be in the state of Utah, but if a police officer deliberately lies on official documentation, that's a crime. He could be that officer should be arrested and charged for committing a crime.
Roughly half a mile before he even changed lanes. Next, the officer exited the freeway and intended to find his way back to the freeway. And Officer Kitchen then writes that he noticed Aaron driving extremely slow, and because
that's a fucking lie. I exited the freeway intending to find my way back to the freeway. No. When he exited the freeway following Aaron, he whipped his car over and immediately went hot code 4. Or okay, 3. He immediately like shot into Aaron's lane and went code 3 and initiated a traffic stop. He didn't try to find his way and discover that Aaron was driving extremely slowly. Wait. Oh, no, sorry. No, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. This is after the encounter. My apologies. I'm wrong. This is post-encounter. His initial encounter is up here, and this is afterwards. My bad. I'm wrong.
As he didn't want to re-engage with Aaron, he turned into a parking lot to avoid him. But he then claims that Aaron crossed over 2 lanes of traffic and turned into the parking lot. But when watching the dashcam video, it shows that it was the officer who didn't use a turning lane to pull into a parking lot. And that
where's your
Aaron
traffic
changed
citation?
lanes and then turned right into the parking lot.
Oopsie, he did a little bit of a fucky-wucky. And also, hang on. Oh my God, did you see that? Did you see that? I'm gonna play it again. Tell me if you saw what I saw. Tell me if you saw what I saw there. Did you see it? This cop is so scared. Yeah, he runs over the fucking island. He comes around this island right here. He cuts that turn so sharply. He's so desperate to get away from Aaron because he saw Aaron turning in. He's so desperate to get away from Aaron. He cuts this turn as tight as possible and runs over the island. You see it when he shakes. Watch. He's scared of Aaron, and he's booking it. He's booking it. He's scared.
At the end of the report, it states that he gave Aaron a warning, which doesn't make any sense because Aaron didn't do anything to necessitate a warning.
Another lie.
As the officer was the only one to break the law. And after all is said and done, the chief emailed Aaron to tell him the discipline imposed on Officer Kitchen. He was forced to apologize. Given a letter of reprimand placed in his file, he was suspended from taking his patrol vehicle home and using taxpayer funds for his driving privileges, but does not indicate the duration, and he was warned that any future similar conduct would result in additional discipline, including an up to termination.
In other words, he got it chewing out. And to quote a movie that we've all seen, he got it I'll get it chewing out. I've gotten it chewing out before, it's fine. Yeah, so this is nothing. And I would even hazard a guess that none of this happened. He never got a letter of reprimand. I would say he probably didn't get suspension of taking the vehicle home. And he probably did not get any future warning. Given that this is the American Fork Police Department, I don't believe any of this. Other than this top one, I do not believe any bit of this. Not one bit.
But don't worry, because Officer Bronson is already looking for a job elsewhere. So if you live...
What? Wait. He's applying to the Salem, Utah Police Department. Do you have a pay scale? What's the hiring criteria for laterals? We do not have a written pay scale. Lateral compensation depending on experience to be certified lateral hire. We'd expect the candidate to be Leo certified with Utah Post. Yeah, I know what a lateral is. I work for another agency. Just trying to answer a question. That's our only set criteria for lateral. Everything else negotiable. So he's tried to apply for the Salem Police Department. Hey, yeah, he is. He's trying to run away. Actually, I'm almost. Yeah, it's all, yeah, like, this man is also involved in the bricks and minifix stuff, too. Keep that in mind. He's one of the officers involved in harassing, and he was also the one that basically like dislocated Ben's shoulder when they swatted him. This guy, Officer Kitchen, is the one that grabbed Ben and torqued his arm and dislocated his shoulder, I believe. So he's in all kinds of shit. I wonder how many other police officers that were involved in Reckless Ben in his video, how many of them are currently looking for a lateral transfer to another agency? How many of them did the police chief say, listen, you need to get out of here because the shit's about to come down on us. So you need to get out of here and get hooked up with another police department. Now, yeah, he absolutely needs, every one of them needs to be fired and sent to prison. But here's the funny thing. If it ends up being a federal investigation, switching to another police department doesn't matter. It does not fucking matter if you switch to another police department. You committed the offense while you were an American Fork Police Department, on the American Fork Police Department. Your crime does not disappear just because you disappear from the department, asshole. They're still going to come after you, they're still going to arrest you, and they're still going to put you in the fucking box, you crooked ass cop. You're done. You are so fucking done.
An American Fork, stay tuned, because next week we have yet another story featuring the American Fork Police Department and some of the same officers you've seen in recent episodes. If you've been affected by this department or any other department in the United States, use the information in the pinned comment to reach out. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.
Goody! I told you. People are going to be coming out of the woodwork now in regards to the American Fork Police Department.
I'm not asking you a question.
People are going to be coming out of the woodwork to report misconduct by the American Fork PD. They are fucking done. This is beautiful. I can't wait to see what we have next. I can't wait to see the next instance of basically why the entirety of the American Fork Police Department should be shut down. Should be fun. Is this the cop content goldmine of the year? It seems like it. It legit seems like it.